Okay, I am doing a frame mounted or chassis mounted rear fuel filter change video. This is for a 2019 and newer Ram trucks with the Cummins Diesel. The chassis mount fuel filter is different. It's no longer the, it's like a, filter, screw-on filter type. This is now a canister. You gotta drain the fuel, then you unscrew the cap, take the the filter and the cap are combined together. You gotta take the filter off the cap, and you'll see that here in a little bit. I actually already changed this, but I learned something from the first fuel change, something that I wish that, there's not a lot of information online. As a matter of fact, there's like zero information about how to change this. Even in the manual, it doesn't really describe a whole lot. It's 8 steps, but then it doesn't complete the installation in terms of the manual. Like it doesn't walk you through the steps. PD Diesel Power did a video, but he didn't do one like showing the actual change. He just did it and then showed the aftermath of how he did it and briefly talked about it. This is going to be an actual fuel filter change. So this might actually be a long video. And yes, it's messy. So make sure you got something, a very large canister or large, catch type, thing to capture the fuel. So when you undo this, right, turn it counterclockwise to drain the fuel, it drains a little bit, but it doesn't drain all the fuel. Once you unscrew this, more fuel will begin to drain. That wasn't really described in some videos. Let's just put it that way. So, anyways, this is gonna be a long video, like I said. Hold on here, I'm getting my funnel and everything in line here. So, here we go. Oh yeah, the smell of diesel, gotta love it. Gotta love it. You have to excuse the lighting. I tried to get as much light on this thing as possible. It's gonna kind of like stop draining here a little bit. All right, this is where it's gonna get like really messy. Ooh, I'm not looking forward to this. Where's my, there it is. All right, let's see if I can, all right, hold on here. I've already kind of loosened it a little bit because this is gonna get messy here. Let me see how hold on here, this is not getting good leverage. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, I really don't want to get underneath this thing the first time. Let me tell you, I mean, it just pisses fuel. Let me close this drain back up because I got to get underneath this thing. And trying to avoid it, but I'm not going to be able to. I want to move this out of the way. Just slide this down. All right. Oh, God. Okay. Let me open this drain back up. Okay, hold on, guys. Let's see. Well, I'm being more cautious now, so hopefully maybe this won't be as messy as it was the first time. That would be great. Because let me tell you, first time I did this. Oh, by the way, this whole thing can come out. Just FYI, folks. All right, I gotta get in here. I gotta unscrew this some more. And let me tell you, the first time I did this, it was messy. Very messy. All right, let me tighten this back up just a little bit here. Okay. Move that down. Clean that up. I'm getting a little bit worried here. So I do not want to be drenched in fuel again. All right. Okay, here it comes. You can see. Okay, I'm gonna open this back up. Okay, there it goes. All right, so far, let me tell you, the first time I did this, when I thought it was all done and drained, and I went to unscrew this cap, I had a diesel bath. I mean, let's just put it that way. I mean, it's, but you live and learn, right? So hopefully, through this video, y'all can learn from my mistakes. And I'm a lot drier right now than I was a couple days ago. Let's just put it that way. Alright, it's still draining a little bit. We'll just keep turning this. This is not. Oh, getting. I'm trying to do this as cleanly as possible because I do not want to get another diesel bath. Oh, hold on here. Okay. I think most of the fuel has indeed been drained. Oh, here it comes, here it comes. All right, so you see the filter coming out? All right, all right. Without getting pissed on here. Hold on, guys. Okay. See the filter? Oh. All right. There we go. Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna drain. Okay, I'm gonna put the video on pause and then be right back. Okay, fuel filter is out, and I wanted to show everyone something. So I read online that the water and fuel sensor the plug is on top. So some were asking about how does it check for water in the fuel? Is it done on top? Is the sensor on top? Well, the sensor's on top, but the sensor is actually on the bottom. See that right there? That's your water and fuel sensor. This, right there, okay? This tube, right, goes down the center of the fuel filter and into the bottom of the cap. The bottom of the cap has space where water is collected. And I want to show you that, so stand by. Okay, so this is the new fuel filter. It's a fuel filter cap. You saw the housing where it had the middle, there's this middle prong that came down from the top of the fuel filter housing. That goes down the center of the fuel filter, comes out the bottom, into the fuel filter cap itself. Now, the fuel filter cap, you can see here, has a bottom, but if you look down there, there's a secondary cavity in there. That cavity is about that thick, okay? This is where, that's where the water is stored. Let me get some good light here. That's where the water is stored, in here. You can kind of see in the you can kind of see that extra cavity. But anyways, and that those two metal prongs are down in here where the water, if there is water, where it's collected. So that's how that works. So the sensor does indeed go all the way down here, and the water is collected at the bottom of the fuel filter cap. So I just wanted to show that because there were some questions online about where is the water stored? Is the sensor on top of the canister because it plugs into the top of the center of the canister? Does it make sense? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so this fuel filter snaps into here. So you just snap it in here. You can see here it's got like these little like capture rings here or whatever. Now, the fuel filter itself, it has a couple O-rings. There's an O-ring in here that I personally like to lubricate. There's another O-ring here. You see right there, that other O-ring, which clicks onto the cap right here. And here's your other O-ring. This O-ring, make sure you get it here. See right here? That's where that O-ring needs to sit, right there. Make sure you oil it up before you install it. So let me get this assembled, and I'm going to get it, and then we'll go to the next part of this video. Okay, we got the filter and the cap put together. All the little O-rings are lubed up. I got the O-ring on the cap, okay, in its proper place. I want you to notice something. See that? This filter, two little indentations here, which means this filter goes in a certain way. However, when you first install this, when you put it back up, it won't catch right away. You gotta screw the filter on, and you'll feel when it catches. And when it catches, then you can really start, tighten it up. And I'll demonstrate this here when we go back underneath the truck. All right, so we're back underneath the truck. Let me see if I can get good. All right, oh, this is kind of hard to see. It's hard to see in here, but there are two notches on the center of that like shaft looking thing here. That's where the top of the fuel filter, where it mounts, where I showed those two notches before, that's where that goes. So let me reorient this camera here real quick. Stand by. All right, quick light. I'm gonna put this. All right, hold on. Let me just pause this. All right, we're back in business. Let me go ahead and get this filter installed. Make sure you wipe down this housing just a little bit because it is, it's gonna be a little bit dirty. So let's wipe this down. I already wiped a lot of the inside out already. But anyways, all right, so let's go ahead and get this filter installed. All right, let's get this out of the way. All right, here we go. Get this. All right, once you get it in there, you're gonna feel it. It's not gonna catch right away, but as you begin to tighten this, there it goes. Now it's caught on the shaft, on the two little notches, and you just keep turning. Okay, that's about as tight as my hand can get it. Let me go ahead and get the socket wrench. All right. Oh, this is a big one. Hold on, guys. Let me orient here. Oh, you know what? There we go. That's much better. There we go. Oh yeah, that's tight. All right, come back over here and clean all this up. Remember, this drain only needs to be finger tight, all right? You don't need to crank on it too hard, it's plastic. Crank on it too hard, you're gonna break it. You definitely do not wanna do that. All right, let me just give it one more little snug turn here. Oh yeah, that's tight. Try to get this as dry as possible because I just want to make sure nothing leaks. Just making sure everything is nice and clean. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Go ahead and bring this back down. This is kind of a pain in the butt. Well, I got this thing in here. Oops. All right, so we're gonna prime this right quick. You don't need to turn the, now this is a push button start, right? So you push the button to on, let it run about 30 seconds to a minute. I do that about 2 to 3 times. Sometimes 5 just to be sure, and then we can start the truck. Let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so fuel filter has been changed. Let's I changed this. For some reason it didn't go to 100%, it just went to 99, but that's okay. Reset that, and yeah, so, and I reset it again because, you know, I put a new filter in. I did change it at 15,000, you know, so another 155 miles, not a big deal. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Remember, before, you know, when you get done with doing your change, after you fire the truck up, just go back underneath, check, make sure there's no leaks, check the top filter, because normally you do these things at the same time. You do the engine mounted fuel filter and the chassis mount fuel filter. You do them both at the same time, every 15,000 miles. So, but anyways, that concludes this video. I hope this video was informative. This is my second time doing it in the last 155 miles. because I want to do this video because I couldn't find a lot. There's nothing online of how to change this fuel filter. And for those of you who've never done it the first time, if you're not cautious, it's very messy. Anyways, so I hope that helps out, and I'll take care.